Buongiorno, welcome for the second day of Meet IoT, one of the conference in the Maker Faire week, the Innovation Week. Thanks to everybody. My name is Carlo Medaglia. I'm the co-organizer with Alessandro Bassi of Meet IoT and part of the board of the Maker Faire for the organization of the event. Just 2 seconds to introduce the two teams of today. One is technology, very important for us. Today we have to understand what are the next challenge for from the technology point of view. Yesterday we introduced other team, but today we are very focused on the technology part of the IoT. And then today we speak about territory. Urban scale is very important for us. We are in Rome, is a big challenge. Use the Internet of Things to resolve some of the big problem of urban territory big as Roma. In this case, we are very interesting because probably today at the end of the day of work of the morning, we will have with us the Roma Capitale, in particular the Consular, that is focused on smart cities and digital agenda. I introduce Tasos Gavras, that is the moderator of the 2 panel of today, and I hope to see you also in the next days in Rome for the huge number of conferences that we organize in this week. There are more than 25 conferences on our topic, in different topics of the maker area. So thanks for to stay with us, also because today in Rome is a huge day of transportation strike all the day. So really thanks for the energy, and I hope that the conference will be good as yesterday. That was really fantastic at the level of the speakers. Thanks and good work.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Rome, and thank you for introducing me. My name is Anastasios Gavras, or Tasos Gavras for short. I am from Eurescom in Germany, a company which works very much with telecom operators. In fact, they own us. And in the area of IoT, we started as early as 1999 with a subject that we called back then "When Things Start to Think." We were trying to understand what this means, in fact, for the networks of the telecom operators. Things have changed a lot since then, not particularly in the setting itself, but rather in the scale and the cost and what we actually can do with that. So I think this is a perfect time today to take a look at what technology is doing currently, so after so many years of people working in this field. And perhaps we see some insights about the immediate or maybe even long-term future. So I would like now to introduce the first speaker of today's session, which is Antonio Abramo, who's the Director of Research at Eurotech. But there will be a video first, I understood, that is going to be shown now. welcome Antonio Abramo.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you to be here at this somehow early time in the morning. Well, hundreds and hundreds of years ago, in 1962, in ICT terms, of course, Rolling Stones were singing, "Pleased to meet you. I hope you guess my name." And the name today is IoT. Actually, this is not the only name we have heard in the latest years, because we have started with pervasive computing, ubiquitous computing, then grid computing, then cloud computing. Now it's the time for IoT. So I hope we know it. And the reason I'm saying is that we are all eager to understand what are the advantages that this technology is going to give us. This is a famous picture of Hieronymus Bosch. It's the Temptation of St. Anthony. St. Anthony was gifted by ubiquity, so he was able to be in two places at the same time. Actually, we are able to be in many places at the same time with ICT. So this is something that we already have earned and made in our, let's say, we are aware we can be rely on technology about this kind of need. However, there are more features that we, in the same time, like about this technology. One is that this technology is disguised, ready, seamless, so we can have it at our hands without any effort, at least we hope so. But the most important thing we are trying to enforce is that this technology has to be useful. And I go back to yesterday's presentation of Marie-Josée Montpetit. She was talking about Internet of People. And I started many years ago from the very bottom of the technology on device physics. And if you look at the tiny things, you don't see the whole picture. Then maybe getting older, I got interested more in what technology can be for us instead of what it can be for itself. And therefore, these keywords are very important. So are these technology really useful for us? Are they close to our human essence or not? And this is something that we have to answer, because it's not easy to build, and it's easier to build actually than to sell and to be useful to people with technology. There are cases where things are very, let's say, natural, like healthcare. I mean, healthcare is something that we all like to be enforced by technology. So this is a case where there will be, for sure, easy assumption of technology from people. Another one is going to be environmental monitoring. We are increasingly interested in this aspect, and so technology that, apart from drawbacks, but that helps us in keeping our Earth and our world better than what we have done so far is for sure something that we like to see and to have. But there are cases where things are a little more confusing. This presentation has two parts. One is more, this one is already ended actually, because the time is running fast, is more, let's say, emotional in a generic sense. Then details are boring, and I have to go into details, although I don't like it, but the big hype today is on, no more on cloud computing. You can see in the usual hype curve. It's on Internet of Things. We are on the peak of the hype curve, and things like man-to-machine communication has already gone down, and therefore we are in the best place in order to exploit what technology can give us, in order to provide services to to people. And what is important to me is that the gap between what things can do and what things really do for us has to be bridged. I have also a pictorial explanation on this. Once industries had the whole stack, the whole vertical stacks, from the materials up to the services, and they were programming, they were designing, projecting their trajectories on their own. Now we have so specialized that it is difficult to interact with each other. And who makes one brick, one layer, difficultly is adopted. So there's a need of a vertical integration that cannot be done by industries, but has to be done by policymakers. That's the only way. So cooperation, in my opinion, I mean, I'm saying obvious words, of course, but cooperation is very essential in this field, because otherwise the complexity is too high. I'll return on complexity. Now, big hype and big data. Big hype on Internet of Things, and big data is the consequence. There's a lot of interest on big data, a lot of concerns about big data, because every single tiny thing will generate data, which will be conveyed on somewhere, we don't even know where, it doesn't matter where, from any object of our nowadays everyday world into this cloud of information management, which absorbs infinite number of information and store them at our disposals. Now, what is our disposal? Our disposal means to generate services for ourselves. And to generate service is the important thing that we would like to obtain at the end of this process, this technology process, which is not only, as I said, technology, and me being also academic, and also, as I said, getting older, I've learned to be more focused on what is important in terms of humanity than what is important in terms of technology. So data are there for business intelligence. Well, business is not the right word, I would say, because business means money. Money is not the only thing that we are going to, I guess, pursue in the next future. And in order to exploit this data in a business-like way, we have to do something on them. And first, we can imagine a situation where all data are conveyed to this cloud and then are ready to be shared among different sources and different users. And then on the bottom side, there's man-to-man applications, while on the top one is business application, and the whole things make a huge interacting environment, which is IoT applications. Of course, there are enablers for the realization of these scenarios. One is the use, the diffusion of Java language. Like Java language, I don't have to explain it to you, is the most used language in this domain. And today, we have, let's say, peer-to-peer situation where 3+ million of devices are there, and through Java and through the web application and so forth, are at disposal of as much as 9 million and even more than that Java developers who can take advantage of these devices and data to create applications. The scenario is going to change a little bit, because tomorrow we are going to assist somehow to a shift where these 9 million of Java developers will be able to access and be fed by data from Java embedded application, M2M IoT application, enterprise application, to become a worldwide whole stack developers of applications that hopefully are going to help us in some way. There is a gap to bridge, which of course is the one I was mentioning before. I'm trying to keep it short because time is running out. The idea here is to have a common platform in order to standardize everything and to allow these developers to rely on something that is standard and not custom, like it was in PCs. At some point, there was a standardization of how things has to be done in the PC world, and then everybody could access the very same information. There are, of course, walls to overcome, and as you can imagine, complexity is the worst of all. Complexity raises from the fact that the two sides of the stack, the bottom one and the top one, are very distant in terms of in technical and thoughtful terms, and therefore the two communities don't know each other, don't know the subtleties that are required to be fruitful in applying their knowledge in these cases, in these environments. There are easy cases, like the one here depicted, where there's only one type of device that generates information. There's another one, there's a business application on the other side that eats this information and delivers a single application on the network. There are more complex cases where instead many devices are interacting, and there's a layer which tends to homogenize all things, but still there's only one application that takes care of the whole flux of information. However, also more complex cases provide the additional complexity of geographical dispersion. And finally, we can imagine, and still already we are in a situation where many applications, many tenants would like to access the main information from the many sources of information, trying to set up useful services to people. To manage complexity, we have to find some solutions, and solution is that Eurotech also has chosen, and its natural way to tackle the problem is to homogenize, to normalize communication, normalize the layer of communication, and in this way, putting an, let's say, it's coming a layer of integration for all the diversity that is from the bottom, that standardizes the things for the layers on the top. To keep it even simpler, architectural design has to have two different software layers that make the flux of information to be natural, independently of protocols, independently of the details that are underneath the layers themselves. And to encapsulate complexity, let me skip a bit because otherwise yes. To encapsulate things, we have envisioned this layer of this stack of software that's called Cura, is available through the Eclipse Foundation. You can download it. Actually, you're welcome to do it. It's based on OSGI, and it abstracts all things from device profiling, network configuration, firewall, package download, settings, even security through VPN, and so on and so forth. So that's the way things are going to be tackled in Eurotech. This is something that make developing application more easy and more efficient, and I conclude saying that still humanity is the most important goal that we have, and so please don't forget that we are human. Thank you very much.